Greetings Spartan and welcome back to the UNSC Infinity War Game Simulation Training Program. Today we will be covering the final Forerunner weapon, the Incineration Cannon. The Z390 High Explosive Munitions Rifle is a Forerunner shoulder-mounted launcher that fires 5 streams of highly volatile explosive particles in a tight spread. Upon contact with any hard surface, these particles create a powerful explosion and then scatter before they detonate, causing additional damage to any nearby targets. Any organic beings killed by this weapon will be disintegrated on the spot, neutralizing any threat of cross-contamination. And while we don't know much about this weapon, it is pretty obvious that it was used by the Forerunners to eliminate powerful flood forms or large clusters of flood in a single shot. It is one of the most powerful soldier-carried weapons we have ever seen, and if you ever encounter it during a firefight, pray that you're not on the receiving end. The Incineration Cannon fires a cluster of ionized particles from a 1-round magazine. Because of a long reload time of 3 seconds, this weapon has a rate of fire of only about 15 rounds per minute. But if you have the dexterity upgrade equipped, the rate of fire is increased to about 22 rounds per minute due to the shorter reload time. The initial explosion caused by the particle cluster has a lethal radius of 5 meters and a maximum radius of about 7.4 meters. Now at the edges of this blast, a Spartan will lose about half of their personal shielding. The 5 particles that created the initial blast will then scatter from its epicenter and have been known to reach distances of 9 meters. These particles will scatter in a random pattern, so there is no guarantee that they'll hit anything, but they're still deadly. They're capable of removing a Spartan's shields completely with a direct hit. Now, a direct hit from the Incineration Cannon will remove an entire overshield, as well as half of the standard personal shields. The clusters may then possibly kill the Spartan afterwards, but once again there's no guarantee of that. However, when combined with a damage boost, the lethal radius of the weapon extends to 6.4 meters, and a single scattered particle is capable of killing a Spartan. And a direct hit from a damage-boosted Incineration Cannon will instantly kill a Spartan with full overshields. Interestingly enough, the radius of the Incineration Cannon is not affected by the explosives upgrade in any noticeable way. However, a Spartan with the explosives upgrade will still take reduced damage from the explosions. Now lastly, this weapon is also one of the most effective anti-vehicle weapons. It is capable of killing any vehicle in one shot, even without the damage boost, although the more resilient vehicles will require damage from the clusters. Now when you're facing a tank, you do need all of the clusters to hit in order to take it out, and the best way to eliminate the element of luck is to actually shoot underneath the vehicle. This ensures that all of the clusters will burst into the air and damage the tank and guarantee destruction. Using this weapon is pretty self-explanatory. You pull the trigger, things go boom. Not much to it. But just as with any launcher, there are a few things that you can do to maximize your lethality. First of all, you don't aim directly for your target, because if you miss, you'll be stuck waiting for this weapon to reload, which, with the Incineration Cannon, is more than enough time for you to be killed. Aim for the floor underneath your opponent's feet or at a nearby surface like a wall or ceiling. Obviously, having the high ground will make using this weapon much easier, but if you're on even ground with your target, then jumping or using a jetpack is a great way to gain a height advantage. A small amount of height can make a large difference in the effectiveness of your shot. Now, when you're using this weapon in close quarters, be careful not to catch yourself in the explosion. If you fire too close to yourself, then you're going to likely be killed by the cluster explosions, if not by the initial blast. So if an enemy is very close to you and approaching you, the best thing for you to do is to fire right behind them to minimize damage to yourself. Now, because of the high explosive power of the Incineration Cannon, you don't need direct line of sight to kill an enemy. If you see an enemy approaching on your motion sensor, you can fire a preemptive shot and then let them walk into it, effectively eliminating them before they become a threat. And lastly, you should be prepared for the possibility that your shot will not kill your target. If you don't think your shot is going to deal enough damage, then switch to a backup weapon to finish off your opponent, preferably something that is headshot capable. This weapon is one of the most powerful man-portable weapons in existence. Even a near miss can prove fatal for entire groups of Spartans. But for all of its power, it is a very slow handling weapon, so you need to make every shot count. But as long as you know how to point and shoot, then you can use the Incineration Cannon to ignite the competition. Thank you for watching this episode of my Halo 4 weapon guides. If you enjoyed it, please have a look at my other videos and be sure to stay tuned for more to come. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I shall see you next time.